On this wide internet, there exists a subreddit where people ask whether they are an asshole or not. Now, you may think, well, you're an entire human. How can you be just one small part? But that's not what they're talking about, is it, dumbass? I don't know what a weird question. r/AmItheAsshole. Link in the description if you want to see it for yourself. We're gonna look at some funny posts and then we're gonna give our opinion. And then that, my opinion at least, of course, is always correct about it. Because, I mean, I am the YouTuber, right? I am the YouTuber, so I'm right about everything. I absolutely love this subreddit. Because it's so, like, 90% of the stories are probably fake, right? But we're just gonna ignore that fact and we're just gonna keep on going with reacting because it's funny. From KeyPace4391, that is kind of, you give me asshole vibes. I'm gonna be honest with you. You don't wanna, are you one? I'm the asshole for turning down my parents' need for help. Well, if you say it like this, then yes, there's a big story. So we're gonna have to read it and we're gonna have to come to our own conclusion. Alright? Own conclusion. Like the good, intelligent human beings that we are. We don't just follow around like a bunch of sheep, alright? We make up our own thoughts. Like real, yeah. Posting this on a throwaway account, the title might sound terrible, so let me just start from the beginning. Oh, okay, we got a storyteller here. I'm joking, alright, I'm joking. I'm not judging, I'm just joking. We're 19. I had a horrid relationship with my stepmom growing up. Well, if it's step, then we already know. Like, that's always 50-50. Either it's pretty good, right, or really good, or it's like they're just the biggest piece of shit ever, like just ever. I mean, the night of my 18th birthday, I was already moved and sleeping at my roommate's place. And a year later, I'm still unraveling the effects and breaking habits from everything that went down over the past decade, but I digress. Like what? Like what happened? I can assume, okay, from this little thing that you had to move out. Can assume from this little piece of text that you had to move out. But is that because your stepmom is just a piece of crap, or were you forced to move out, or did you just want to move out? Like what? I don't have the context here. You want me to make an own opinion about this and not be a sheep? You know, where? Context, man. Well, my stepmom recently had a stroke and got released from the hospital a few weeks ago. She came out of it optimistic, but gradually is more and more depressed. She's not able to walk, can't do things herself. I understand it, not wanting to live this way and feeling hopeless at the lack of improvement with physical therapy. I feel for her and I'm concerned about her well-being. Just because of our shitty history, I never would have wished this on her. With my dad now having to take care of both her and an 8-year-old. So you're 19. Say nothing about the voice crack. So, and when you were 11, they thought, yeah, let's have another one. It's like that age gap is not gonna be annoying at all. No, someone is going into their early teens, starting puberty. Let's bring a newborn into this. That's a clever idea. Like, I'm not judging, but I'm just saying, like, they could have went a little smarter about this, right? He's getting stressed out too, to the point where he talked to me about possibly moving back home. At first, I was okay with it because it just made sense. I work in emergency services, trained in medical protocols. That's pretty cool. If it's beyond my expertise, I know how to call to get someone there fast. Then I really thought about it. How it was hard on me to face her in the hospital. It was like looking at her made the trauma resurface. Ah, okay. I pictured living with her again. How small and defenseless she made me feel. How the lowest points of my life were with her. Then I think about my dad, knowing he's chronically hypertensive. What's hypertensive? High blood pressure. The chronic high blood pressure. And has underlying health issues, heart attack prone, all the stress on him. According to him, she wanted me to come over when shit hit the fan. And when I stalled on giving an answer, she invited her second shit son to move in. He didn't grow up with her, so he doesn't care much for her. He's laid his hands on my baby sister. He's a creep. My dad hates him. The only reason he was offered the place is because I didn't take it. No question he will be of no help like I could be, and everybody knows it. I can see why this is a very complicated issue. So I'm having a moral conflict. I feel selfish for wanting to protect myself when doing so puts everyone else at stake. But I'm not so much afraid of things going back to how they were. I'm afraid of losing myself. I know how being around her after the fact seemed to trigger bad memories I've buried. I'm scared to lose myself in the midst of it. Going to work second shift every day and witnessing people on the worst days of their lives with little time to take care of myself. It's already taken a toll on my mental health. Then I'd come home and still dedicate to taking care of everyone else. Never having a moment to hold myself together. But if I don't sacrifice myself, it's going to cost those I love. It feels like a two-way street. That ends either way. I just don't know if I really am the asshole for this to even be a debate. I read the whole sentence wrong, but you know the gist of it. This is actually a really complicated one, and there's literally, like, I want to make jokes, but like, I genuinely would like to help you, because this is genuinely a tough one. Because usually it's like you're obviously not the asshole, with like 99% of these posts. But we found one that is actually really, really compelling, and it's really an issue. We're gonna go at this. We're gonna nip away at the problem. So first of all, no, you're not the asshole. I don't think so. However, I don't think you can leave your family in the dark. You see, when you abandon your stepmom, you know, I would totally understand not wanting to help her, but it's more about your dad and your little sister, because the son is going to come, little sister, he already laid his hands on her, no go, all right? And dad hates him. That's not going to help with his blood pressure. And I first of all, I have to say that I'm very, very angry with your dad that your dad allowed that to happen to you with your stepmom. No way, if I have a child and I bring some other partner in and that partner is gonna, you know, make my child feel small and defenseless, you're gonna have to watch out, buddy. I'm quite angry with your dad, but I do believe that he probably loves you, right? And he probably meant well, but he's an idiot. I'm just saying. And don't come at me with they were hiding it or so. If you at least if you have half a brain, you can easily see these types of things. I need to do something about it, especially as the father. Okay, it's your responsibility. Like, I'm not giving you any slack, all right? Now, the stepmom shouldn't be shitty in the first place, but people are just shitty, right? So you're gonna have to deal with it. But you can't just abandon them for your kind of revenge thing, because that's gonna leave you with guilt. I'm not gonna go into detail, but you don't want guilt. Trust me, okay? You don't want guilt. Not fun. What I say to you is go. Do it. This is what you're gonna do. You're gonna get there. You're gonna lay very strict boundaries. There's gonna be no disrespect to you. You are gonna help them. They're gonna be grateful for it. The moment there's disrespect and ungratefulness, you're just gonna leave. They're on their own, alright? They need to appreciate, they need to know that you're finite, alright? You're not just gonna keep on being there. Whatever they do, you're gonna keep being... No. It's conditional, alright? It's conditional, and the condition is respect. That's what you're gonna say. And you're gonna keep at it, alright? So if someone breaks that boundary, you are gonna lay consequences. Otherwise, you're just an easy target, and you're easy to manipulate, right? Also, you're clearly not healed from the trauma. You should... Okay, this is not gonna work now with this situation. But if you get out of this, what you're gonna do is you're not just gonna bury all the memories again. What you're gonna do is you're gonna actually handle the trauma by either talking to a therapist or getting more into spirituality and stuff. You're gonna try to actually fix the trauma that you have. And of course, it can be totally fixed. You're always going to have those bad memories, but it's how much they influence you. You should be able to look at your stepmom and not feel trauma, maybe even hate or anger or something. I don't know, of course, your whole situation, but you should be able to look at her without all those negative emotions. You know, you're always going to be aware of what happened. You're always going to think about it every once in a while. And that's just natural with stuff like that, but it shouldn't have any hold over you. So you're definitely going to have to work on that after the fact. Maybe you can even heal some when you're there with your stepmom. Maybe you can talk about it because you're almost an adult, or you are an adult. Like you're still some brain development to go, right? I'm 19 as well. You have some brain development to go, but we're adults, right? We can handle stuff. If you are going to go there, that's a good thing. And that is going to be very tough, you know, of course, because I know being someone who works in the medical field is really, really tough. Like I've met people who worked in the medical field and it's like, it's not fun and it's really hard work. So I can definitely understand why you wouldn't want to go. But I think, like, I don't know, I feel like what goes around comes around, right? So if you go there and you sacrifice yourself, it will come around eventually, right? So I do think, like, if you put that positive energy out by helping others, I think it's gonna do good. You're good. Like you're gonna go to sleep knowing that you did the right thing. That you can be proud of yourself, knowing that you, even when things are against you, you do not give up and you still put yourself out for others. And that's a very good personality trait to have. As long as you don't let people walk all over you. That's why I said with the strict boundaries, right? Like it makes your life a lot better to have a clear conscience. So I definitely recommend doing it, but lay those boundaries. Don't let anyone step over it. And if they do, there are consequences. And you tell them, I told you not to be disrespectful. I told you to leave my worth, leave my self-worth alone, and you didn't. Even though I told you very clearly not to do that, so then I won't help you. And that is not your fault. And if they can't see that, that's on them. That's not on you, right? That's some genuine advice. That's actually, this is such a good one. I wanted this video to be funny, but I'm like... But I'm taking it seriously, because this is a serious situation. How do we get out of it? Keep pace. Like, no one is actually gonna watch, like, she's not gonna watch this, right? But if magically she found this video, I hope she got some out of it. But probably not, right? The anxious 112. Am I the asshole for expecting my stay-at-home husband to do the stay-at-home duties? Well, no. Of course not. What do you mean? Do we really need to see the story? We're gonna see the story, because hopefully it's very juicy and funny. Juicy like my titties. You see this? Juicy titties over here. Like this story. This story and my titties have something in common, which is that they are juicy. Train my titties today. This is my first time posting for sorry for my husband Jack, 33, and I, 28, have a toddler together and have another one on the way. He's a stay-at-home and I work full-time. I'm out of the house the majority of the day while he's at home with the toddler. I will never understand how someone gets into a relationship like that. Like, how as a man can you just let your wife work full-time, especially when she's pregnant? What's wrong with you? And then we're seeing here that he doesn't even do his at-home duties. Whoa, like, wow. Okay, are you sure he's a husband? Like, are you sure it's not a man-child? Something like that? Jack doesn't do anything. He never sets an alarm to get up with the toddler. I do. He sits in the living room until our toddler's nap, which varies every day, then goes to the basement to play his video games. Our toddler will sleep anywhere from 2 to 3 hours, so then once our toddler wakes up, he gets her, makes dinner, and maybe gets one chore done around the house. Almost every day he does this. There are some days when I'm pleasantly surprised, okay? Dude, what kind of life is that? Like, that's so... Like, you have nothing. You just have nothing. Like, the only thing you have is the only thing you have is your child, and you're not even really, like, you're not even waking up for your child. Like, there's no purpose in that life. Like, you're just sitting around. How can you do that? I don't get it, man. You know, and I was born with a lot of ambition in my DNA, right? So I always strive for things, right? But even if you don't have that, surely you must feel like the burning coal underneath your ass that, like, I'm not doing anything with my life. This is pathetic, you know? And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with going to the basement and playing video games, but there's a time and a place for that. You gotta do the house stuff and your toddler. You gotta do your toddler tasks first, right? Don't do your toddler. What the fuck, man? Oh no. That came out so wrong. Think about the sentences you say, man. Like, Jack, you're making me cry, man. And we know Jack is not his real name, by the way. So we're not doxing anyone. I've talked to Jack multiple times about keeping the house clean, but he claims it's not fair that I don't have to do anything, which isn't true. If the house is kept on, I do the dishes, laundry, and meal prep on my days off. Sometimes I'll bake too. I'll also be on toddler duty. However, once he lets the house go, I don't do anything other than clean the areas my toddler is in. So she's not affected by it because she deserves a clean house. Dude. I have so much respect for you, Miss Mother, Miss the Ancient One. That's really cool of you, but you're gonna have to evaluate what you're doing with your husband, right? Let me live with you for like a week, and I'll show you what a husband is supposed to do, like a stay-at-home. Like, I'll have that house clean. I'll have that toddler entertained and learning. All right? I'll have meals ready for you every day. I'll have alarms up so you can wake up in peace and go to work. I'll get the toddler. Don't worry about it, all right? Trust me, you do not know what a stay-at-home person is supposed to do. Like, whether it's mom or dad, doesn't matter. You do not know at all what a stay-at-home is supposed to do. That's the whole exchange. Like, you don't do work for money. The other one does that, so you do the work in the house. That's what makes it work. That's like the two cogs in the machine that make it work, because the one who gets the money makes sure everyone can live and afford the house. The other one makes sure the house stays up to date, like up to, you know, right? And then when the other one gets home, they live in a nice house because they're providing for the family. And then the family provides for the worker, so that the worker has a nice life for doing the stuff for the family, right? That's the whole. And the family is happy because the worker is making sure that they can all eat and live and sleep in warmth. But I have to tell you, your husband, your 33-year-old husband needs to know, how are you 33 and you have nothing in life except for a wife and kid, but you just don't do anything? Like, one chore. Wow. Whoa. One chore? What, do you take out the trash every once in a while? Whoa. Whoa! I have almost gotten the house completely clean 3 times now, and he lets the house go. I've tried splitting chores, but again, it's hard when I work full time and I'm out of the house the majority of the day. My job has me on my feet all day, and some days are harder than others. I tell Jack all the time, and have proven it sometimes, that if the roles were reversed, I'd have the house clean for him. Jack claims that's not true. He claims it's my fault that the house is trashed because I should do more. Yet I work full time because he didn't want to work, which I supported and made more sense financially. Oh, no. But you shouldn't have done that. Like, even if he works like 2 days a week, right? That's just a little extra income, and then at least he does something. Because all I see in Jack is a man with no purpose. A man needs a purpose to drive, to do stuff. And when you sit on your ass all day playing video games, you get depressed because there's nothing in your life that you strive towards, that you work towards, right? And it can be very simple, like a job. Sometimes a child does it for people, but Jack is clearly a tough nut to crack. Jack is someone who has nothing, so he doesn't do anything because there's no reason to, which is weird because a child should be plenty of reason. Like, even a wife should be plenty of reason to work hard, but you know. And I'm not just talking about a job or business or something, but just in life, like work on yourself and work on your relationship and work on your mental health and work on just work on stuff to make life better for the people around you. So he needs to have that fire ignited in him to actually do something for once, because he's pathetic right now. Like, look, I know I'm very judgmental, but I'm not a fan of Jack, alright? If I met him in real life, I would give him a stern talking to. Let's just say that. I've also been really tired and just want to sleep due to my pregnancy, but Jack gets mad if I don't wake up in the morning, even though I let him sleep in most mornings. I forgot she's pregnant as well. I know how Reddit can be, which is why I didn't want to post, but I'm at my wit's end. We literally had another fight about the house being thrashed, and instead of helping me clean like an ass, he's now working in the garage. Jack will literally find other things to do than clean the house. For example, if there's a task that needs to be done, it'll take all day to do it, even if it's an hour-long job. So am I the asshole for expecting my husband to clean the house? Should I be doing more? No, absolutely. Please, Nancy, that's probably not your name, but Nancy, please. Get a different husband. Like, I know it's gonna be tough because you're gonna have to do it all alone. If you get like a partner who actually helps, it'll improve your life so much. Because you need to see it like this, right? It's very, very simple whether a relationship is failing or not. Is it mutually beneficial to each other's life? Well, for Jack it's very beneficial because you get money and do most of the housework. Where's the benefit for you? He can pump another baby into you. That's it. That's all he does. There is no benefit. If the relationship is mutually beneficial, probably like there's a 90% chance the relationship is at least going quite well, right? If there's, for one of the people, there's benefits missing, that relationship is not going to work out. I'm just saying. We've got a troglodyte man-child of a husband, man. I'm so disappointed in him. Perhaps it's time for Jack to get a job out of the house and for you to hire a nanny and weekly house cleaner. It's clear that Jack has no intention of fulfilling the task you envision him doing in the several hours your child naps. He'd rather play video games. Nor does he plan to ride with your child or get off the living room couch. As little as humanly possible is not a job description, nor does it describe a responsible partner. Note that if you work full-time out of the house because Jack didn't want to work, surprise, he doesn't want to work in your home either. Not the asshole, obviously. Like, this is what I was talking about. It's so obviously not the asshole. Like, it's clear as day. Clear as this light shining in my face right now, which is a little bright, but also really yellow. Like, look how blue I am. It's like I'm an avatar. But same with the background. I want it to be really warm. I want to have a warm vibe when you come here, like a warm, like, hey, I feel welcome here, and I feel relaxed, all right? By the red and the yellow, and then the yellow in my face, right? Because I remember when I didn't have this light, I just did this. All right? So I have the light of day in my face. Right? It doesn't really look really good right now, and it didn't work. You know, there are no videos of this because those are all deleted because I'm embarrassed. I shouldn't have done it because I want to look back sometimes, but I was embarrassed. This is a lot better. What was I talking about again? I don't remember. Dude, Nancy, you gotta get a new husband, man. Jack is an asshole. I hate Jack. Dude, there's just no funny. Like, the last post was super serious, and with this post, I'm just angry because Jack is such a shithead. Oh, no. Compress air in your face. But yeah, that's enough yapping and hanging around. We're gonna leave this video right here. So make sure to leave a like, subscribe, comment your favorite fly swatter. I like this one a lot. This one's pretty good because it doesn't have the protection, right? You're just straight up, bam, dead. And I love that about this thing. Let's get out of here.